Hi guys, it's Rin-chan here, and I'm going to start you off with another cosplay tutorial. So the biggest question that I get asked these days is, how do you plan a cosplay? After putting this off for, 6 months now, I'm finally getting to this, so let's get started, shall we? Okay, so the way that I'm going to do this is that because it is January 26th, and that is Hakone Yumoto's birthday from Minankoko Chikyu Love, I'm going to start putting together my cosplay of him, or more planning it. So you can see up in the top bar here that I have put in the name of the series and the name of the character. You generally don't need the name of the series unless your character's name is really popular. Apparently, if you put in Yumoto Hakone, you get pictures of this very nice Japanese town. So I have started out by just pulling up all of the pictures that I could get. So you'll see a lot of pictures that you really can't use. Like there's a couple of Battle Lover Scarlet, which I won't be using. I'm just using Yumoto for now. But there's going to be a lot of them that you can use. So basically, you want to try to get as many different views of the character as you can. So, like, you have a full body here that you could use. You have a face. There's also detail on the collar, in case, for some reason, you need detail on the collar. Shouldn't be a gigantic problem. Once you've got all of that figured out, then you're going to want to save it to your hard drive, or at least I generally do. You want to save it somewhere so that you can find it. So here are the ones that I've done so far. I have like a face one, and I make sure to mark all of mine, sort of what view it is. I've got a chibi one because you never know what sort of details they put on the chibis that they don't put on the full body. I've got a partial one of his back. I couldn't find any actual back pictures. I probably could if I actually sat down and went through the anime, since I watched it online. If you can't find any screenshots that people have taken sort of on the air, don't worry about it. You can always, if you're watching your anime online, you can always screenshot it for your own consumption. So I have all of my reference pictures. Generally, I'd try to get a few more than this, but because this is such a simple cosplay, I'm not really that worried about it. So now that we've got all of our materials gathered, let's start putting it together. So what I've done now is I've just opened up a new Microsoft Excel file. You can do this with any sort of spreadsheet software. You could even probably do this with document software like Microsoft Word. I just happen to like Excel because of the cells in it. So what I'm going to do is over on this side, I'm going to start copying in my pictures. So we'll do the face first. And I'm going to scale this down a little bit because I really don't need that big of a picture of his face, even though it is, like, adorable. So scale it down until it's a normal size. And then over here on the side, you can see that I have put a title up. Generally, I use sort of the same book, and then I just have different spreadsheets for everything. But because I'm doing a video, and I'd like to keep some of that private, I've done a new one. So the header for me is very important, but if it's not for you, don't worry about it. So what I do from here is I look at what I'm going to need to do on the costume. So based on this, on just this one reference picture, I'm going to need to do a wig, which means I'm going to need to buy a wig. Oops. Wrong one. Sorry guys, I've been working on Excel for a little bit, so I need to buy a wig. I need to style it. And by styling it, I'm going to basically, I don't really need a comb, but I'm probably going to need some sort of hairspray. So that is sort of my checklist for the wig. Now on the other side, in column C over here, I put down any notes. So his hair is very voluminous, is that a word? It's got a lot of volume, so I'm going to make sure that the wig is thick or buy extra wefts. And this way I know that I've got sort of enough to work with. I can also see that his eyes are red, and believe it or not, mine are not. So I'm probably going to need circle lenses in the correct color. Yeah, watch out if you do that on your top one. Generally, I merge and center that entire thing, but I've been too lazy here. So I'm going to need to buy a pair of circle lenses. Don't really need to do anything with them since they're contact lenses. And I don't really have to worry about any of the extra costs about it because I already wear contacts. I do want to point out, however, that I want to buy these probably about May. If I'm planning this costume for like June-ish, I don't want to buy my contacts too early because generally they only last a year. So what else can I see? I'm going to scale this picture down a little bit more. He's just so cute. I can't get over it. I'm going to need to put together a shirt. So I'm going to need to buy fabric. Looks like 2 colors of fabric. Generally, if I have an idea of what material I want to make it out of, I'll put that here. Because I'm brand new to this city, I don't really have a preference yet, and I need to go out looking to see sort of what's affordable. So I'm not going to put anything there. Let's see. If we look really deeply, it doesn't look like he's got any buttons on this reference picture, so let's put in another reference picture. Let's do his full. Yay for transparent pictures. Let's see if I can't. Nope, I can't do that. So I don't see any buttons or anything. I'm not really quite sure how that's supposed to keep closed, but as long as I have that layer underneath it. I'm going to need to buy ribbon for the little stripe on the uniform. Shouldn't be that much of a problem. Just one color. There's nothing really that interesting in most of this part. So moving on, we can see he's got a jacket. So we're going to need to buy fabric and probably buy bias tape because it looks like that's what the edging is. Maybe buy some extra ribbon for some of these. A lot of the things that I put on here I will later sort of look at and say, okay, do I really need that? If I don't, then I'll put it away. But he's also got a logo. So I will have to think. This is sort of my shorthand for think about it. At the moment, I want to say that I will probably end up doing something like embroidering an actual patch, but I don't know yet. So moving down, there's a belt. We'll probably have to buy a belt. I'm gonna put a question mark there and a question mark there because I might have something, you never know. Slacks, probably have to buy those. The great thing about moving internationally, right? And then we have these adorable brown loafer things. So then we have shoes by loafers. Probably could make a cover on some shoes. I'll figure it out once I have sort of an idea of how much time it's going to take me and all of that. And now, just to make sure that I've got everything, I am going to put the rest of my stuff in, the rest of my pictures in. This is only the greatest picture ever, and I cannot wait to strip for a wombat. I don't mind covering up some things, so like Battle Lover Scarlet, sorry. But you're sort of the least. Cuddle me, wombat. So, add in all of your pictures. You can cut some of these. It's all up to what sort of floats your boat, I guess. So, sort of arrange these in a way that you can see everything that you need to. And then we will go from there. So I will be back with you in a second. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to do, now that I have my entire list, the only thing that you guys missed is that I remembered to remind myself to buy lining. So what I do now is that I look for all of the tutorials that I need. And most of this stuff I've done before, things like jackets, things like pants, no problem. But I've never done a Seifuku collar, so I started looking up ones. Cupcake Cosplay, who is kind of my idol, has a tutorial for a detachable collar. I don't know if I need to have mine detachable, but at the very least, it shows me where to put it. Generally, I put things in my tutorial list. Cosplay Tutorials tutorial list is probably the best resource you can have. So if you don't know sort of what you're looking for, you know, they have everything. So once I've gathered all my tutorials, then it's time to gather materials and stuff like that, and at that point your planning is basically done. You'll still have to change your planning around a little bit, sort of as you keep going, as you realize that, hey, they don't have this kind of fabric, or maybe something doesn't work the same way that you thought it would. But the main planning portion of your cosplay is done, and now you can actually start working. So I hope that this tutorial was basically helpful for you. If it wasn't, I'm sorry, and you just wasted a few minutes of your day. But if you have any questions, feel free to message me, leave a comment. I will leave my contact information. I'm on Tumblr. I answer questions all the time. I tend to answer them anonymously, although if I get a ton of the same question, I'll probably break that rule and, you know, answer it full out. If you haven't even heard of Binan Koko, I will also leave the link to the trailer in the description bar. So hopefully my next tutorial doesn't take as long to come out, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Rin-chan signing out.